We are streaming. We are live from downtown Mill Bay. Downtown Mill Bay. And we're live from
How does this work? And she wonders. Just talk to people. I do that. You know Baker? Baker, did you study?
No. I do not have other stuff.
You were watching the movie all the time. Bowen, what about you?
I studied.
I didn't have time. Can you name the first five?
I didn't either. I had to watch.
Just so you're aware.
I didn't memorize the order. I memorized what they are.
If you're, from a teacher perspective, you come in and you poll people how unprepared they are because they didn't study.
No, I'm saying.
You convince the teacher it is even more important to have the quiz because that's not. I don't understand it very well. That's we didn't bother, so we should definitely have the quiz.
No, I think.
I studied.
You may get some moments where you're working on your own, but you might be able to study. You just have to get all the material, do a little bit. There'll probably be a study, like a work thing. Forgot about?
Well, I just did this thing, and then at home I have like 4 pages where I kept writing.
That's fine.
Because I ran out of grit.
Got to go. Yeah, that makes sense.
No, I asked if she was moving out.
Notebooks, work should be out.
Are you okay, man? Are you sure?
Wait.
No.
Where's the...
What's this even after the AI thing?
Oh, I have no idea, because it's
I don't
AI.
really know what
does
help
stuff.
you here.
That looks drawn. Is that on every one of them?
I didn't draw it. Do you have another one?
No, I have only the old one.
Break this hand. I punched the wall 5 times. Punched the wall 5 times.
You went to the wall.
Oh, here.
On Saturday.
No, it's on this one too.
As hard as I
What is
could.
it?
Some weird drawing. It's like a little flame or something.
I thought it looked like
Maybe
a,
test
break my
tube.
pinky.
I thought it looked like an owl.
Yeah. It's got weird device. And it's got like a big microscope hovering in the air
I'll go get
to the left of it.
Yeah.
Like it's really weird.
Just be like,
It's like
you're being so lucky to get some water.
She said I deserved better than her.
Yeah.
No one understands how much this in science class. It's not gonna happen. It's
You're not good at talking to people.
What?
I will text you in science class.
We got 1.5 minutes left.
Why? Wait, what?
Yeah, that she had
Serena Williams was coming to Brentwood?
No, they're zooming to Brentwood.
text her like after.
She's gonna text me soon.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna tell her.
What are you gonna say to her?
I'm gonna be like, everything for her.
Sure you said I fucked up everything for her.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, it's 6 a.m.? Oh, wow, that's not going down with that.
Like one example.
I'm not gonna say them.
Is this the more than simple thing?
I won't understand.
I understand.
Come on, load.
We don't understand.
Aiden is here. Ernie. Here. Bo. Here. Graham.
Yep.
Grayson. Jamie. Layla. Liam.
Here.
Mari. Matthew. Miyabi. Nick. I don't see Nick.
The milkman.
He's on break already.
Oh.
Really?
Noah. Rachel. Rose. Violet. Yuma.
It's just the same. It's just isn't as
I just
That is all but one. Perfect. If you can pull out your notes, turn to this page. Polyatomic ions? Yes. Binary ionic compounds have two, binary. So for example, that is a binary ionic compound because it has two types. Whereas this, could be considered, it has more than two types because the polyatomic has more than one. If you're just talking about two things bonding, though, it is two different things bonding. It still can fall under binary, depending on the person who's teaching. But there are compounds like this. Trinary ionic compounds. So normally you'd say, well, we'd have this, because sodium carbonate, or we'd have this, potassium carbonate. But since sodium's +1 and potassium's +1, sodium potassium carbonate could exist. In fact, if you've ever done those crystal kits when you're a kid and you buy stuff to make crystals, that's what they make it out of. It's really easy to make crystals out of it. So binary ionic compounds, simple binary ionic compounds are these ones. They only have two types of things. And complex binary ionic compounds have two types of charges, but they might have like 3 different elements in them. Gave you the polyatomics last day, had you memorize a whole bunch of them, or hopefully some of you apparently have, some of you apparently haven't. They're also given to you on this page in your data table, so get out your data table for right now, just so you have it in front of you. I pointed out there's only one positive one that you really need to know. There is another one that comes up every once in a while, and it's a bit confusing because it's called mercury 1. And if it's mercury 1 chloride, for example, normally you'd go, okay, mercury is a heavy guy. If it's mercury 1, what charge is it? 1. So you go +1, and then you go chlorine. What's the charge on chloride? -1. And you go, oh, that's HgCl. And that would be incorrect, because mercury 1 has a polyatomic. It's +1, but it's Hg2 +2. So there's a +1 for each one of them. And with the chloride, you end up with something like Hg2, you need 2 of those, Cl2, if you do the crisscross. Yeah. And if you did, say, mercury 1 phosphide, it would be Hg2 +2 with phosphorus -3. Do the crisscross. What would be the number down here if you do the crisscross? 3. But can we put, this leads to another point, it's mercury 2. If I have to put a 3 there, can I just go like that?
No.
No, what do? Brackets. And so it's Hg2 bracket 3 phosphorus 2. So it functions as a polyatomic. I don't think I've ever given that one in grade 10, but you see it occasionally in grade 11 as an example, because they give you a little harder ones. And in grade 12, it pops up in electrochem every once in a while. So it is one to be aware of that's on there. It's a little tricky. I didn't give it as one of the ones to memorize because it's not super common, but it is another one that's on there. The other one that you're going to see all the time, ammonium. Ammonium is the one positive polyatomic ion. It also is what is the common example is, does it always have to be a metal to be positive? No, that's non-metal, 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 non-metal. It's positive. So ionic is just any cation with any anion. There are a bunch of nonmetals. They get together, they bond, they have some electrons left over that they needed to get in order to bond. Few in here, chromate, dichromate. Dichromate means 2 chromiums, but the oxygens don't double. So it helps to be aware of that. Bicarbonate, can be replaced, the bi can be replaced with hydrogen, so hydrogen carbonate. These are two separate names. You can use either one. I tend to use the shorter one. Where's the other cyanide? Oh, this is also in alphabetical order, which is why some of them are not right next to each other. Cyanide is here. This is not cyanide gas, like you may have heard in terms of a poisonous gas. It is poisonous, but you would mostly find that as potassium cyanide or some other polyatomic if you were to have it. Ones you really, 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 really should know, as in you're going to see it all the time, are hydroxide, because that's the definition of what a base is. That's the opposite of an acid. And the carbonates, the phosphates, the sulfates, and the nitrates. And then the ites are just one less than those. Oxalate is the thing that will poison your horse if it eats rhubarb. Rhubarb is really high in oxalate as an ion. You can process it as a human. Your liver will do that. It's actually poisonous to us too in high enough amounts, but we can get through it. But in the same way that caffeine is poisonous to some animals and not to humans, our livers and that are a little bit better at that. If you feed your horse rhubarb, you actually take a chance that it's going to die from the amount of oxalate. And I say that because I know of at least two in Black Creek that happened to, because they fed their horses leftover rhubarb leaves after they were done getting the rhubarb out of their garden.
Rhubarb leaves are poisonous to us as well.
Rhubarb leaves are especially high in oxalate, but horses can't even eat the stems. I used to cut up the stems, and then I would cut up carrots. This is before I knew that, and then I would feed it all mixed together to my horse.
Did your horse die?
No, because my horse hated the taste of rhubarb, so it would take the rhubarb, and with its tongue it would flick them at me, which was hilarious. And it was only later I learned that the fact that it hated the taste is what saved its life, because I was apparently intentionally killing my horse.
How much rhubarb would it take to kill a human?
I don't know. You can eat the leaves and definitely get in trouble for that, because the leaves are really high in oxalate. I don't know how much it would take in terms of just regular rhubarb. I once tried to drink the halfway to the LD50 of Coca-Cola, but I didn't make it. Since I used the term, might as well define it. What is the LD50?
The lethal dose that half the people will die at.
Yep. Dose per kilogram. So if I fed you the LD50, we would expect roughly 50% of you to die. So that's usually given as a toxicity region, just to give an idea, because of course everybody's livers are slightly different. We calculated what the LD50 for Coca-Cola was, for the caffeine, and then we calculated what would be the LD halfway to that. So we took that, divided by half, and calculated how many Cokes we'd have to drink. And then we bought them. There was like stacks and stacks and stacks, because we like Coke anyway. We knew if we didn't get there, but we just wanted to see if we could. We didn't get there. It's just too much liquid. You'd throw up long before you got there. That would be impossible for you to drink in Coca-Cola. Sometimes I wonder if we had Monster energy drinks, if we could have gotten there. Okay.
I don't have those now.
Oh, anybody who wasn't here last day, or hold it, we had that before that, didn't we not? Anyway, it's more than simple ionic naming. Is there anybody else who still needs it?
There's so much info about how much rhubarb it would take to
Yeah,
kill
it's
you
that
on the
one.
internet.
You
It's
know, this
honestly
one's finished.
horrifying.
Okay. Anybody else? Excellent.
It will take 11 pounds of rhubarb leaves to kill 150 pounds.
Oh, put that away. You're now just doing distractions. Stop that. I'm done distracting right now. So, given that we've got it memorized, what's that? PO4. Hands. And I'm going to start asking random people, because this is good prep for your quiz. Why wouldn't it be phosphide, other than the fact it isn't, but what is phosphide? Not called on you too often. Yes? No, that'd be phosphite. So, PO3 minus 3, one less oxygen. Phosphite. Just, what's phosphide then? No?
This is just P.
Just P. What's the minus? It's basically what you encounter every time you encounter a newborn. Just P all over the place. Pardon? 3 minus. So if it ends in "ide," most of the time it's just the regular element, no oxygens. There's a few exceptions. And the few exceptions are things like cyanide and hydroxide. Where's hydroxide? Down lower. No, up high. So these have ides, but they're not pure elements. But on the other hand, there is no element named hydro or cyan. So that directs you to look it up.
If I find
No, not just going up. So phosphate, regular number of oxygens. Ite, one less. Ide, no oxygens at all, if it's a regular element. These act as single units. So if I was to say, do something with Roman numerals, CuNO3 2, can someone uncrisscross that for me? What's he doing? What are you doing? Put the binder away. And the phone should be up there. There are far too many phones. Now I have been reminded that all phones must be in. If you have not put your phone in, please put your phone in. There's only 3 in there. Go put in your phone.
Mine's there. I can see.
See, the trick is if nobody plays on their phone, then I never notice.
Mr. Russo,
Yep.
I've left my phone in that thing when the door gets locked like 8 times. I keep needing to get it out.
Curses. Okay.
I brought my microphone.
Number 1, practice a little bit of naming. Does copper need Roman numerals to indicate the charge? I will ask Violet. Why not? You found it on here. It's here. Does it need Roman numerals? It does. That needs Roman numerals. The only ones that don't, as a reminder, these don't, and these 3 don't. +3, +2, +1, +1, +2. So copper definitely does. So we need Roman numerals. Now we have to figure out what Roman numerals we need. So we need to uncrisscross this. Rachel, uncrisscross this. What's the charge on each one of these? Cu plus? Yeah. Not +1, -1. So yeah, we crisscross it, goes up, that becomes +2. And then we just have to check that nobody reduced anything. Is nitrate -1?
Yeah.
Yep. So that works. So that would be copper 1 nitrate. And we have to check because we have things like CaCO3. And then I get to say things like, oh, that's calcium though. That doesn't need Roman numerals and I want one that does. Let's do Cu again. Can we uncrisscross this one? Where's Rose? Rose left. Layla, uncrisscross that one.
Copper 1.
If we uncrisscross it, that would be +1. And what would that one be?
Carbonate.
No, but do you know what I mean when I say uncrisscross? Because you just got the whole package, so I'm assuming you missed some of those. When we do crisscross for naming, let's say we have calcium +2, then chlorine -1, Then we go, oh, that goes down there, that goes down there, and it's CaCl2. When we uncrisscross, we're going backwards to figure out the charge in the middle. So secretly there's a 1 there because we don't write 1s. So that 1 goes up there, we get Cl minus 1. We go up here, we get plus 2. So why did you put 1 there, not 3? And it's an ion. And so ions have secret brackets around it. And so there is 1 there. Bring that one up. What's the charge on that ion according to the reverse crisscross? 1 minus. And then I'm going to ask Matthew, is carbonate 1 minus? Yeah. And it is?
No.
You said yes, so confidently. Pardon? 2 minus.
You sounded like your whole world had fallen apart.
Yeah, it's just like, oh no. Okay, so we know it's 2 minus, so what do we have to do to the whole thing? Pardon?
We'll also do that to copper.
We also have to do that to copper, so we have to times everything by 2. So that becomes minus 2, that becomes plus 2, so this becomes copper 2 carbonate. No heavy sign. Copper plus 2, carbonate, look it up, minus 2. When we crisscross that, how many of each do we need? 1. So you could just write it from there, or if you did the crisscross, you would have gotten 2, CO3, 2, cancel them out, Cu, CO3. Are you allowed to put brackets around it if there's just 1? No. I mean, technically you're not wrong in the sense that it's the right number of everything. But it's like the rule that you have to capitalize the beginning of a sentence in English, even though there's a period there to let you know the sentence stopped. You do it because that's the proper way to do it. We don't put in brackets if it's 1. Any other ones I meant to mention? The mercury one I mentioned. Some have 2 names. We mentioned that last name. Mentioned that one. So for this is just to practice writing things with polyatomics and non-polyatomics. It's not even naming. It's just making sure you can be bracketing correctly. Work on that. I'm going to give you a few minutes. If you would like to get out your practice for the quiz and work on that and leave this for homework, you can, but I'm going to ask you to do a few of them at the very least just so I can see them. I'm going to be really interested in seeing that one, that one, that one, yeah, and some of the other ones. Ooh, that one will be good. So, work your way through, practice. Yeah. It is on, who was not here last night and didn't look at the Google Classroom and don't have the study sheet for the polyatomic quiz? Take the name, you write the formula, and I did the first 2 for you so you didn't have to look them all up individually. And then you take the formula, just like before, fold it over, and then write the name. Fold it over. From the name, write the formula, and go through. If you would like to practice those right now. Yeah.
Because the charges are
Has
still
beside you. And the charges are the most important part.
I'm aware.
Oh, okay. You looked at me the way that I thought, oh, you want one too. Pardon? Yes?
Yes. I wasn't here last night. I wasn't actually Seattle.
Oh. Yeah.
And I just I didn't know about this.
But you checked the Google Classroom and
Actually, I had kind of a Saturday so.
yeah, it was. So you had to have done it Sunday night late after you got back.
And age.
And I didn't have any Wi-Fi in Seattle.
Terrible.
So is it? Can I just do it next class? I'll still learn it anyway.
Oh, no. Yeah. However, you get the same offer that everybody else gets. I gave you this to study for today. Did you have any prep between Saturday and today? No. So you're going to write the quiz today, regardless. However, if you do poorly and you want to do it again, just come to a tutorial. I'll give it to you again. I will have other versions. 54,000 questions. It will be a different version. It's just 10 questions. 5 of them are give me the symbol for the name. 5 of them are give the name for the symbol. And if you don't do that well, just come to a tutorial. I'll give it to you again.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And if you do well now, then you don't have to come back. Does that seem fair?
Yeah.
Good.
Can this be any tutorial?
Yeah. You can do it after break. It doesn't have to be tomorrow.
Okay.
another study paper?
Sure. I am going to want you to do some of these, though. You can't just practice this for now.
I did the ones you said I was.
If you did the ones I said, you're good.
Wait, which ones are you
Those are the ones I want to look at. Were you just away at the Washington meeting?
I was.
You were. No, you weren't. Did you hear what I did? If you do well in this quiz that you're about to get, you're welcome to come back on any tutorial or you can do a different version. It's going to be 5 questions of symbol, 5 questions of name. I have lots of different versions. So if you don't do well today, you'll get to do it later. Yeah, you know how to do it. Where did yours rep? Here. There you go. You were here last day, though.
Yeah, I lost.
Okay. Where?
You probably should put it in brackets. Because it's unnecessary and chemists are lazy. I do love the chemists, like the what chemists do for shorthand for charges and brackets. That is like the quarter of the charge. It's my favorite thing. They're like, just imagine the rest.
Imagine. Come on, imagine.
Why is it per?
There we
Like
go.
for another oxygen.
That's a good question. I don't. Hypo and hyper, I know. Because hypochlorate means one less. Because you have even more of something, or even less of something. Hypo means under. Hyperchlorate. Why per?
Acetate.
didn't always mean one more. It started out meaning the most oxygenated it can be. It just means the most. So perchlorate just is the most chlorine, the most oxygen it can have. So it's not referring to one more than the last one, but it would always come from the same.
Thank you.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 1, 2, 3, 6. Yep. Favorite.
Good thing I wrote all the answers on the inside of my ear.
Because you can't do subscripts and superscripts properly online. I had online make it, but then it just printed off 2 versions.
Good thing everything's written in my ear.
I have like straw and like every time I click a line, I'm like,
Okay, we're going to stop. Put away the memorization papers. I want you a few minutes just on the worksheet and quickly write down your number. Your number. Everybody has their number? Excellent.
Oh, what?
We have 2 each.
That is about 3 each, I believe. You are responsible for the ones that are your number. When you've done them, come up, grab the pen. Up to, I think, 2 people can write at the same time. Fill in your boxes. And then once you fill in, make sure fill in the other boxes on your own sheet.
Oh, I think it's supposed to say 5, 6, but it says 6, 6.
What? Where?
PO, right under the PO for negative.
No. That's lies. That is 5. It was just got a really curly area underneath.
You're 2.
I see now.
There you go.
It's so C-A-N-O-3. Okay. K. Oh, this is, no, you just have to like K and O. Yeah. It's like it's -1 and -+1. And this one is NA303. Okay, now I see. Can you tell if it's gravel and
Got one.
Wait,
the whole team got one.
okay, I don't know if you need that. Yeah, we don't need that.
At least 2 people can write at the same time.
C-A-O-X-E. So mine is just wait, is it? Wait.
Oh, H2?
Yeah.
I messed that up.
I don't know. I think if you flip
No, now everybody's gonna
say through.
Can I have you stop for a second? I've got to try something. Ooh, there's another pen.
Wait, can I use this pen?
Yep. There's 2 pens, so that your fingers don't have to be used. If you're standing around waiting, you just sit down and do like the rest of them, and then just come up when there's room. Part of the problem with signing it is so that you can just come up as needed. Finish off the rest.
I think I only have 2. Is anode? Wait.
Yeah, because we have a lot under here.
Is it?
That's itchy. Stop.
What? Is NO a metal? Which ones are the metals? These are the metals. Yes. Just give me the pen. If you're still figuring it out.
Yeah, can you hurry up, Why are you looking at the black right now?
Okay, cool.
I don't know how to do this, bro.
Oh, it does.
Who said I don't have any idea how to do this, bro? Because if that's the case, come here.
Look,
I don't know.
I will show you.
How do you erase?
Go to the
Give me the thing. No. Let me erase this real quick.
Sir, can I please continue?
Chill.
Can I proceed?
Proceed with your writing.
Like, did you like a weird, like,
You need to do this one.
Like, no,
Watch.
like a celebration, like when I first found out what Guy Fawkes Day was.
What the?
Yo,
That was not me, bro. That was
it was
Grayson.
gross. How was it me? I'm not even touching the board.
Weird people from England, like,
Guys,
Scroll
we need
up,
to go
guys.
back.
Oh shit.
no.
Hey, good job. Can I
Oh
please
shit.
write mine?
No.
Hold up. Let me write mine.
no, Guy Fawkes was the man.
Here, you click on this.
So the government
What did you
says.
figure it out before you came up to the board?
Oh, I think it might.
Yo!
Well, I think it might have been me, guys. I'm sorry. Shut up.
I can't.
Arnie, can you help me here? Teach me.
NH.
Was the government innocent of charges at the time?
I don't
Do you
know.
have any other ones? Oh, I have this one too.
Yeah, I'm done.
Yeah, it's chill. Just don't do it. Anyway, can I see that? Can I see that?
That is exactly the kind of sympathetic
Go up.
anti-hero.
No, it's all yours.
How do you go up? How do you go up?
What?
Yo, how do you go up?
Wait, are there multiple 12s?
Wait, what is? Wait, what's this?
Oh crap, I look, you gotta do
When their gunpowder got wet, they make it out.
Oh, hell no.
MG.
Okay, a couple of things I'm noticing. Person number 2, you don't need brackets if it's not a polyatomic. So it's a single element. No brackets required. You can go back and correct that.
Thanks,
You guys need it.
I'll just leave you be.
I'm just not in the mood for science.
Thank you.
Are you ever in the mood for science?
15.
All day.
There's one.
You got this.
K.
Wait, who got
Okay,
this?
okay.
I think that's just.
My phone didn't even reach.
K.
You haven't been suspended.
Which is
Something wrong.
K.
I've been suspended.
I
Have you?
have. Yep.
Is it just like that? Is that it? For number. Is that it for that?
Oh, HD's brackets. Oh, HD's brackets.
That's it?
Yes, it's a polyatomic ion.
Oh wait, just the drop set. Can I have the pen?
Yeah, you do that one. I'll be cool.
What?
No.
And then.
Why do you want a pen? That's very illegal.
Baker,
I'm sorry. I
Like
need this
that.
one.
allow me to
Instead of racer mode. Great job.
Zinc. I need zinc.
I've never been suspended.
That's what like I said.
Hey, come around and see how you doing.
I'm doing great, Neufeld.
How did they let you come here?
Me?
So that gives
Because I'm smart.
Day students.
Day students.
Right. So that's why we. But now it's just
Wow.
it's good. That hasn't changed. So the 2 has to go outside of the bracket. Yeah, because that's the thing being double.
Wow.
Do you need a pencil? Do you need a pencil?
Sorry. I almost elbowed you in the face. Serious?
So many more 8s.
I need to scroll down.
Can we scroll?
Yep.
How do you scroll?
Oh,
Wait,
No, go right there.
oh yeah. There we go.
You have one?
Can you go? Yeah, can you go all the way to the top? Tim?
Can I see what you have?
oh, there's many.
Okay. H. For this one, I have
There are more.
1, 2.
1, 2, 3, 4, so 1, 2, 3.
This totally could have been wrong.
For math.
That's always the one. Excellent. You did that? You know that there's 2 PO4s.
No, you're good.
How
I
did you
just
argue?
dumped over. I'm so speedy.
You know, so there's 1 oxygen and 2 hydrogen. Figured it out.
So 4.
How can we show there's 2?
And
No, what are you doing?
oh, CO3, O, and
Ruining it for everyone.
Like you saw.
and also and O4.
How did you show that there's 2?
It's at the bottom. Oh, it's right here.
That means the hydroxide is
Be like 1%.
So, I think it's something to do with the fact that they're both 1, so there's no numbers down
Wait,
there.
wait.
How do I get nice? How do I get
Wait, wait.
Forget the brackets by
No,
Is this the eraser?
No, no. Here, I know.
No, you have to.
Oh,
Look at
I'm
that
sorry.
there. That's pretty neat. That is pretty neat, bro. Okay. But. Oh my god, where's this other one? Zin. Thank you. Appreciate it. Oh, no, how do you this one?
Hold up.
Z and watch it.
I'm not telling you because you're making
Freestyle it right now. Which one do you start? I'm going ZN first.
Maybe Dell Uphill.
Bro, what the heck, man?
My fault. I don't care.
Whoa.
Now scary,
You're changing the color? You mean eraser, Genie?
Where's the eraser? Oh, yeah.
Genius.
Yes.
That's mine. Is that yours?
No, I'm 11.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, scroll up.
Yo, fuck off.
What the heck is this, man?
Yes.
If you just take it, yes, but if you
It's
go
so
through
cool,
the proper
man.
process,
But you're
no.
still taking a child from its home.
For
Even
what?
if you sign papers, you're still taking a child.
No, because that's not a home.
Because
And also, there's no such thing as an orphanage.
legally, if you go to a star and you put down money and then you take something, it's not stealing because that is agreed upon.
But like, you're taking it from its home.
So crimes are things that are not agreed upon.
What if I just walk in there and just take it?
That's illegal and kidnapping. I don't think you're as deep.
Who is number 5?
I think
Yeah, I do.
Number 5? No.
I need to do one more. What is it?
Okay, do that one next. The one you did on the
other
Graham. You can't just take babies.
Here, you want to use this
If
one?
you can.
What up?
Why would you want to take a baby?
What's the
Graham?
baby gonna do? Thank you.
The baby's gonna help him.
Trust. What?
The baby's just gonna know.
But you don't need people to
You're its
not
parents
stand like
anyways.
this.
It's not a bird, it doesn't matter.
It does have a brain.
Well, actually it does, but it's like
Just like
barely
you have a
developed.
brain.
It's barely developed.
That's not true. It's a fully developed brain.
What is?
A
A
baby
baby's
brain.
brain? No.
Yes.
Brain, the human brain is fully developed until the age of 25.
Mature, different from developed. The brain functions properly.
No.
Oh, are you done more?
What is that?
The whole show have a brain in general. That's how I think. Yeah. I get kicked out of Walmart.
Can I go up to a race? Why didn't you? How do I?
No one wants.
Move it up?
Just add,
Oh, there is no 17.
just add 16 and there you go.
There he is.
Take it and don't get caught.
Yes. That's the definition of
Yeah, that's what's dealing with. Graham, that sheet's supposed to be completely filled out.
Can I see?
Liam, same.
I forgot which one is up there.
Go, bring it out. Completely filled out. You're not waiting for the answers. Because that's what I'm checking next day.
I thought we were doing the quiz now.
After.
Go ahead and use agriculture.
It would be a while.
What time is it? I want to say 10 minutes.
38.
What?
It's 38.
40. Oh, I got 12 more minutes.
I don't know.
Oh, nice. Use of brackets.
There's no such thing as brackets.
There's no such thing as numbers, but we're using them anyway.
The amount of times I've said I don't like taking
do I have any
numbers because they don't exist, and then math teacher or like some.
How does that stick on?
Usually it was
It's only
a
here.
teacher who thought I was stupid because I have ADHD or something, and would say, but they are exist. Like you can have negative money. I was like, that's just what taught you because money doesn't exist either. And they scared you like crazy.
What? Mill?
You mill.
What?
You mill.
Stop waving at people in another class. Leave them alone. Okay, for the last few down there, and if you're number 13, have you do this a couple more next day because I'm going to move on. But the rest of whatever you haven't completed, gentlemen, not looking outside the window, don't wave at them. The rest of the worksheets due for next day. I'm going to come around and take a look at your answers. A couple of the those, since we're getting ready for the quiz, you should be able to do.
H.
Aiden, first one. Bicarbonate, what's its formula?
E.
You also have the table of polyatomics. Why don't I give you carbon?
Hold up. Let me find it.
Because this is in the quiz next, you can look it up. Aiden, while you're doing that, I'll give you permanganate, and I'll give someone else the first one. Yuma, what's bicarbonate? Excellent. Aiden, what's permanganate?
P.
Do you have your data table out?
MnO4 minus 1.
What's your where is your data booklet? Because you need that for all of the things. Question, Rose? Oh, you're volunteering. What's phosphate then? 3 minus. Excellent. Now, not on your data table is phosphate, but what would phosphate be? Bo.
PO3 minus 3.
Yeah. And that ion exists. It happens not to be in your data booklet. But if you know phosphate, you automatically know phosphate. Carbonate. Grayson. Yeah.
Oh, CO3 negative 2 carbon.
Excellent. And I don't think carbonite is carbonite on yours?
No.
If it's not, this is the thing that they froze Han Solo in. Carbonate would be Graham.
CO2 negative 2.
They put them in carbonate. Yep.
It doesn't matter if you write negative.
No, you could, in this class, you can go PO4 3 minus. You can go PO4 minus 3. As long as it's superscripted, I don't care. I know some teachers care. And having been to university and worked with people who work with it, naming wise, it actually, there isn't, IUPAC doesn't care.
And also for bisulfate and like sulfate, you use F instead of pH.
Yes, F or pH doesn't matter. So, naming. Check if these require Roman numerals or how to just name them. So, turn over. Where we got 1243, got a few more minutes. Miyabi, does magnesium require Roman numerals? Louder? No. So we don't need to worry about Roman numerals for that one. If we don't need to worry about Roman numerals, then Noah, what would the name for this be? Not just oxide. You have your data booklet right now. Hydroxide. Liam, does this one need Roman numerals?
Copper?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. So we need Roman numerals. So if we were to uncrisscross that to get the charge, Mari. Oh, I already gave her the point too. Arnie.
Yeah.
If we were to uncrisscross this, what would the charge be on each side
For that,
for this one?
copper. Actually, no. Oh yeah. Copper 3. Net like 3 plus.
What was,
Oh yeah, sorry. Copper 1 and
you get so many hints.
3 minus.
Yeah. If we don't see brackets around a polyatomic, we know it's 1. So we reverse crisscross, that's plus 1. This is minus 3. Is phosphate minus 3?
Yes.
Yeah. So this would be, what would the name then be? Jamie?
Copper 1 phosphate.
Copper 1 Does NH4 require Roman numerals? Rachel. Louder? No, because it's polyatomic. So why don't you just go, what would the name for that be? Rachel? Your voice just changed there for a second. Ammonium what? You have your data booklet too. You can look up what SO3 is. Not sulfide because it's got oxygen, so we know it's on sulfate or ite. And the next one, Liam.
That is, like, what's the?
Just go straight to the name. We already know it doesn't take Roman numerals.
It's ammonium.
Ammonium.
Ammonium bicarbonate.
Nicely done.
Yes. I thought it was
And if you thought, oh no, that's ammonium hydrogen carbonate, that's equally correct. Okay, for next day, finish off this worksheet, fill it for practice, and then see if you can go from the name to the formula. There's a couple of practice things in here, and we'll have more practice next day just to tie off our ionic. We'll do the quiz right now, though. Put everything away off of your desk. And when you're done, you can just go in and do those things. So it is not online, it is written. So move away everything. Where did it go? Oh, I have to go grab it. It's upstairs.
It's not illegal.
While I'm gone, please take everything off your desk and the pencil or eraser, separate out.
That's saying things like that is like wrong. That's not how it was. I just don't believe in laws. What does that even mean? How don't you believe in laws? I'm being face.
I know one.
More than one can you take?
It's just like one, like something. And you have to type out all of the weird. What? Not you.
I just thought you like quoted.
Add some, like, other than maybe you, but you have to type out all of the weird.
A lot.
Like if I had like 20
How long? Like, below 3 minutes.
No, downstairs.
I think
And you told me to run back and forth. I had them. I went over them.
Take 4 without it being a major problem.
I could quickly reprint them.
I'd say around 2
Where?
around 2 grams is getting started. Because the thing is, like, everything requires calcium. That's why radium is so bad, because radium tends to be calcium, and
That's
then
silly.
you dehydrate it again.
Sign a legal
How
order.
you get a hue of calcium. is Miller. A Mauser.
So I'm right. Oh, so if I take yeah,
You might not die, but you might not be. You might get sick. Mr. Neufeld, how much?
1 second. I am busy.
Is it day 4?
Yeah.
Just experimenting with like random stuff in the room.
I don't do drugs.
I don't do drugs. I just experiment with random things.
What?
Mr. Neufeld?
Seeing if we could put a hole through the door.
I put a hole through a door. Well, I walked through a door. But closed.
Adrian Chan put a hole in the door.
I was like, you have no.
Because I was invited him back for a day. That was something.
Right. Right. Wrong. Right. Two wrongs make a right.
You're from
You need a battery.
You die.
How fast?
Pretty quickly.
where are you born?
Well, the thing is, lithium is explosive when exposed to water, and you're filled with water.
You should just drink 4 grams.
But the thing is, you might be able to pass it without it, because the thing is, it is sealed quite well. And maybe our digestive system might not be strong enough to get through
If I
that.
fill an oxygen tank with pure carbon dioxide, how long would
That would just be a carbon dioxide tank.
how long would I breathe it in?
You die in 3 minutes, roughly, because humans can only survive function for 3 minutes without oxygen and carbon dioxide. It would be the same as humans. Carbon monoxide, you die in 30 seconds, because even if you stop, because the oxygen's getting stuck in your cells and you won't be able to do anything about it. And honestly, it might be better, because your body doesn't breathe out. Your body can't tell if you're breathing in oxygen. Your body can tell if you're breathing in oxygen and if you're breathing in carbon dioxide. So if you were in, I don't know,
Theoretically, if I had a torture dungeon with my head. Oh, I know the first one. With a bunch of children. Would the police arrest me? Like, what if I say they're my children?
if you're a child, you don't have children.
They don't know that. Yo, no.
The thing is, that would be child abuse.
Will Chamberlain had like 10,000 children. I can understand.
You can have them all work until 2 o'clock.
You'd be arrested.
No.
Yep, you can say that has to go. What are you doing?
As long as they're getting paid.
Put away. You're slowing up everybody else.
As long as they're getting paid.
Put away, put away, put away.
Child labor laws exist. Still be
As long as
arrested.
they're getting paid.
That's not true.
Hey man, I'm just saying, if I was getting paid, I wouldn't complain.
Just leave it blank if you don't know.
That is generally what a black means. However, I would take a guess.
What's the date today?
Wait, does one of these say, yeah.
This one and this one are the same thing. If I
Just
the same,
name,
the same name.
give the best answer.
No, because it's the
If
same.
it has more than one name, all names are correct.
I don't
I'm just
Aiden,
guessing.
you cannot talk to others during the.
Oh, really? I should just guess random symbols that we think.
done. Work on the table of ions. If you show me that you're done with that, you can go for it. Nope. If you're done, you are working on the table from class, in which you're putting them together. If you show me that you're done that, then you can go right away. But if you're not quite done that, you can work on it. Okay, it's 1 o'clock. If you've been working on that thing,
Thank
you let me know. Have you coming on tutorial? Does it matter the tutorial? But I will have stacks.
You realize that there's only like
Yeah, but the tutorial, I'll be back on Friday.
I want to see you take it before I go to
Enjoy your lunch. Have a good afternoon on this